Hello, you beautiful people. I am here again for another Get Healthy With Me day. So today I've got some interesting things happening. I'm going to be trying to make New York bagels here, which is going to get really interesting really fast because I'm not even sure I'm going to be able to find all of the ingredients that I need. Specifically, I'm trying to make everything bagels. That's where I think things are going to get a little bit weird. Yeast, flour is going to be difficult. I don't have New York water. Anyway, we're besides the point. Otherwise, today I'm going to be doing some things to try to keep myself healthy and hopefully inspire you all to be healthy. And yeah, it's going to be good. I'll also tell you some of the meals and take you along with the process of trying to make New York bagels, although it's more likely going to be Peru bagels, but we'll see. I'll let you know how they are. So I made a practice batch of the bagels already. However, I haven't actually cooked it. I just made the dough. So I'll remake everything so you'll get to see it as I do it. Maybe in steps so you don't watch it's kind of a long process, but not too bad. But right now I'm going to get the everything seasoning, which is both types of sesame seeds, poppy seeds, flaked salt, flaked garlic, and flaked onions, like dried flaked onions. So it's not looking good, but I'm going to the market right now. I'll show you the market when I get there. All right, I made it. These ladies behind me are my only hope, so we'll see. All right, so the good news is I got both kinds of sesame seeds, white and black, and I got the salt as well. It's big grains. I'm just gonna have to crush it with the back of a knife. Not a problem. However, this is where the difficulty comes in and exactly what I thought was gonna be the problem. They're called semillas de amapola. They're poppy seeds. I have a few other places I can try that are like European and North American import places. Those are going to be my best bet. It's going to be expensive, but I was hoping to get it in the market. We'll see. I may not be able to get it all, but I'm going to start at the first place. So, all right, that was strike two. So if we go to this next one and we strike out here, then it's over. I'll probably have to go to Lima or potentially a bigger city in Peru to find them. So I'll let you know. All right, and that's strike three. I'm gonna have to try Cusco next. I'm not going there right now. That takes like hours. So I'm not going to Cusco for right now. I'll see about the next time that I go. Maybe I'll see if someone can bring them down for me. But that'll be expensive too, unless I can get them in on a shipment that comes here. We'll see. It's gonna get complicated, but they might have them. I'll start looking around and trying to find them. But for right now, it looks like it's sesame bagels or plain bagels. So we'll see. I'm gonna head home now. The next time you'll see me is with a bowl of dough in my hand. All right, you beautiful people. As promised, we're gonna be making some bagels, and I'm also gonna be making something else. So you'll get to come along with that process. It's gonna be fun. Yeah, so here we go. So one of the difficulties about cooking here is I don't necessarily have the proper equipment, but I'm going to be doing my best. That's what makes it fun though. So basically, one of the pivotal parts about making bagels is, well, the only thing that actually really makes them bagels is boiling them. So I'm going to get this pot going. My stove doesn't get hot enough to boil unless I put a cap on the thing that I'm boiling, so let's hope that works. Little tip trick that I got for you is tossing in a little bit of honey into the water as it's starting to boil. Helps create more dark, crispy brown bagels. All right, so the first step is I got 6 grams of yeast in warm water. All right, so first we're gonna toss in 400. Next, we're gonna toss in some flour. Right. Sugar. This together. Then we go ahead and pour the yeast in. Use the spoon to get it started. Learned my mistake with this yesterday. start with your hand, it gets all stuck to your hand, then it just turns into a glob of mess. Now that it's kneaded and soft looking, I'm gonna go ahead and cover it and leave it for an hour to grow in size, and then we will pick back up from there. So I finished with that for now. We'll come back to that. But now I'm gonna move on to the next dish, which is much more important for today, to pechugas de pollo. So in the US, you can kind of just buy chicken breasts, and I guess you can do that here too, but it's just not common. So what you gotta do is you get the whole rib cage of the chicken, and you gotta butcher it yourself. Because it's difficult to find it the other way, and when you do, it's excessively more expensive. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and start by butchering this here. Alright, so the chicken's been cubed. Now I'm gonna add some spices to it and some vinegar. Sometimes the chicken can be a little tough here, probably from the manner in which it is killed. So the vinegar kind of tenderizes it a little bit. I'm gonna add some salt, of course. Get that nice and mixed in. I'm gonna add a little olive oil just to get it a little bit more lubricated. We have little to no black pepper left. Okay. All of my black pepper is going in here. Cayenne for the spice and for a little bit of flavor. Nope, that's cayenne. That's paprika. Spices that come in the plastic containers, those guys are much more expensive. The locals typically will use plastic bags and some garlic powder. Wait for that to slightly marinate. I had the opportunity to let it marinate, so that's what I'm gonna do. So this time, I'm not gonna be using olive oil. I'm gonna wash my hands actually, and then I'll move it. I'm going to wash and rinse the rice. So gotta get this rinsed up. And I'll do that a few more times. All right, so we're good to go. Water's in, rice is in. It is a 3-to-1 ratio here instead of 2-to-1 or even 1.5-to-1 in the US, just because of the altitude. So I'm gonna add some sugar to this and set it aside for a little bit. All right, so now I'm gonna go ahead and toss this chicken in the pot and let it start browning. Get a little sear going on that guy. I have pulled out all of the chicken, and now I'm going to toss in the onions. There's a bunch more onions, but I'm gonna chop up the garlic, the ginger, toss all that in, and then season the chicken again, and also put more seasoning in. All right, I threw in some curry and some other seasonings. Now I'm gonna hand squeeze these tomatoes in here. I'll do the tomatoes, then I'm gonna add in some coconut milk, and I'll show you that. Here it is, the onions, tomatoes, and garlic and ginger, and the spices, and 2 cans of coconut milk. So after a little bit, once the rest of what was left of those pechugas de pollo are done, I'm gonna go ahead and take that boiling. I'm gonna pour that in here while this starts to heat up. That'll give it a little bit more, some chicken broth flavor, some more chicken flavor, and a few other things. After that, I'm gonna put in the chicken, and then we'll have coconut chicken curry. So unfortunately, I ran out of time this week, but also kind of gives us a thing to do. So here is the dough for the bagels that has risen, and it is ready. So I'm gonna go ahead and, I'm sure you guys wanna see this. Punching is the best part. And with that, I'm gonna leave you guys off, and I will see you on Friday, where I will be actually cooking and bringing the bagels out of the oven, where you'll get to see the final product. So I guess come back on Friday to see what it turns out to. As far as keeping your mind keep pursuing those passions, keep pursuing the things that you like to do. And I'm looking forward to seeing you on Friday.